Label Radio.
Yo, this is White Label Radio on KDAY. DJ Nels, Mr. Jerry Heller's in the building. And we just played Ice Cube, No Vaseline. And it's been 20-something years. Does that song still have the same impact it did when you first heard it the first time?
Oh, it's my favorite song, man. It's my absolute favorite song.
How do you feel when you hear that song?
Well, I think that when I look at it clinically,
yes,
it's probably the most racist, anti-Semitic piece of literature that I've ever heard. I think it's awful, man. And,
crazy.
I don't know. I don't like it.
Damn.
It doesn't make me happy. Of
course. I mean, it shouldn't. It shouldn't make you happy. But does it have the same impact that it did when it first came out 30 years ago or 25 years ago?
Yeah, I think so.
Think so?
I think so.
So you still would not sit down and have a dinner with Ice Cube if he called you up right now and said, "Hey, Jerry, let's go to, Nate Nels or and our Cantors and have a sandwich." You wouldn't do it?
Not a chance.
Not a chance?
But if he would have called me about the movie, I would have.
You would have?
I would have been available to talk to Gary Gray or whoever about the movie,
And then what about Dre? What about if Dre called you? Would you go sit down with Dre?
Well, Dre is a different situation than Cube. Dre didn't really leave under the same circumstances that Cube did. And nobody really, I didn't have those kind of feelings about Andre. I think that Dre is the single most important producer of this entire rap era.
I agree.
And when I look at his body of work, I mean, it freaks me out that the guy has done what he's done. I mean, his body of work speaks for itself. So I look at him like this legendary superstar, and I'm sort of proud that I was part of that process.
Do you ever get nostalgic? Do you ever look at what's going on right now? How big Cube is as a movie star, how Dre is a mogul, and do you ever get nostalgic thinking like, damn, if we could have kept some of the BS out of the mix and stayed together, how large we would be if Eazy was still alive, and all these things that happened that probably shouldn't have happened?
Well, I don't look at it from that point of view. What I look at it is from this point of view. Can you imagine the heights that musically and historically that they could have reached if they just did another album or two?
Just one album, right?
Right. So that's what really bothers me, is that the public didn't get to hear, how far they could have gone.
How big would that album have been? In your eyes, if you look back on it, of course, we're talking about crystal ball type stuff now, but how big do you think that album would have been if all of them could have got back together and done it one more time?
Well, I think that it would have been one of the biggest albums of the 20th century, and I think that the stadium tour that they would have done would have been unparalleled.
Crazy. Yeah, I agree 100%. I agree 100%. And
in a funny way, I'm proud of what Cube has achieved also.
I mean, he's a spawn of what you guys created. Right. So regardless, good or bad or whatever indifference, if it wasn't for the foundation that you set, you and Eazy set, he would not be in a position to be able to do what he's doing right now.
So in that perverted way, I'm very proud of both of them.
Yes. Do you talk to any of the members of NWA? Have you talked to like Ren or Yella?
I've never seen Ren again, and I think I ran into Yella once or twice since the group broke up.
And have you heard about DLC getting his voice back? Have you heard that news?
I've heard it. I haven't heard him speak. My nephew talks to him once in a while.
Yeah, he's actually doing a show. He performed at a show we was at, and it's not completely back. It's not as raspy as it was before. So I don't know. It's weird because he said he didn't have any surgery. He said it just came back one day.
I think the guy is probably he and Rakim are the two greatest rappers I ever heard.
You said that last time we had that conversation. Right. I think that if if he didn't have the accident, we'd be talking about him in the same vein as we talk about a Tupac or a Biggie or a Jay-Z as far as music and lyrical and this charisma, because he had it all. He was total package.
I agree with that 100%.
And so hopefully he does have his voice back, but I think he's too old now to get that in the music business changed so much that it's hard to be able to become that icon because it's a young man's sport. It's a young man's sport.
Okay.
So do you listen to any new music now? Like, is there any new hip hop that you listen to right now?
Hopsin.
You like Hopsin?
Yeah.
Wasn't Hopsin signed to Ruthless at one time?
Well, to the reincarnated Ruthless.
Okay.
After Eazy died.
Okay.
And he was very young, and he doesn't speak very highly of his experience.
I ran into Hopsin probably last week. He's doing pretty well for himself.
He's terrific. I think he's just really good.
Anybody else? Any of the new artists that's on the radio right now that you're into?
Well, I like The Game.
You like The Game, really?
Yeah, absolutely.
Game is by far, like Game, when he first came on the scene, I thought he was a novelty or whatever, but he's come across as the next great West Coast. When you think about West Coast artists, he is the next one. Like when you talk about the Dre's and the Cubes and the King T's or whatever, you'll talk about The Game in the next 10 years and 20 years the same way.
Yeah, I like him a lot.
That's crazy. Have you met him before?
I've met him several times. He lives in Calabasas.
Okay.
And I run into him and his family once in a while.
And is it cordial?
Oh, yeah, he's a good guy.
Yeah.
I like him a lot.
That's dope. So if Game called you up to work with him, you would definitely work with him?
Well, no. There's other reasons for that, but I like him. I like him a lot, and I think he's really talented.
That's dope. Anybody else? Any new artists? Like what about some of the East Coast, or like Fetty Wap or Young Thug or any of those guys? You like those dudes?
I don't like anybody from the East Coast.
Why not?
I'm a West Coast guy.
Why you don't like anybody from the East Coast?
I like West Coast, man.
Okay.
I don't like Atlanta. I don't like New York. I like West Coast.
So you keeping it like you say, anything west of the Mississippi, you fine with, right? No. This California?
Anything west of Las Vegas.
Hold on, DJ Nels.
Jerry, real quick, how do you feel about new Compton artists? Like, how do you feel about Kendrick Lamar? Just got nominated for 11 Grammys out of Compton.
Well, I think that once again, you can't look at him as an individual. I mean, you got to look at the whole package. I mean, it's Dr. Dre and him, and wow,
the machine, huh?
Dr. Dre has just added to his incredible career.
Yeah,
I like Kendrick Lamar.
He's good.
Yeah, I think of the last couple of years, he's one of the better guys.
One of the better guys.
Yeah.
Nice.
I've never met him, but he's really good.
Yeah, and he's has what, 11 Grammy nominations. That's behind Michael Jackson had 12 at one time, so he's second place to Michael Jackson, which is an icon within itself.
Well, we'll see
if he wins anything.
Yeah, Michael Jackson sold. We'll see what he sells. I mean, Michael Jackson won.
Yeah,
and has the biggest selling album in history.
Yeah,
I mean, Michael Jackson is in a class by himself.
Oh, without a doubt. So what are you doing now? Now that you're doing, are you doing? I know last time you had a bunch of projects you said you was working on. What you have going on right now?
Well, I'm trying to get into a little more television.
Okay.
And films, and I'm sort of enthralled now with video games.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you play them?
No, never played one in my life, but I like their numbers.
Oh, okay. On the business side, you see the numbers.
I like their numbers.
Nice. So would you be interested in doing like an NWA video game?
You know, there's no sense talking about stuff like that. It's not going to happen.
Oh, okay. So what are you looking to do in the video world, the video game world?
Well, I'm talking to young guys that
develop games.
Yeah. I'm excited about that, and I'm excited about television because television is the new movies.
Yeah.
All the money is in television now.
Okay.
I mean, I watch Empire, which to me, I mean, that's the number one show in Fox's history. And the album was number one.
Yeah.
And it's like a soap opera, man.
It is.
No,
Novellas.
No, it is. It's like a soap opera. And what do you call it?
Does it represent the music industry well? Like to a T, do you think?
Well, I mean, there isn't a person on that show that they all sound like they went to Harvard. I mean, it's not.
There's no roughness to it, no edge to them.
There's no realism. It's a soap opera, and whoever that Lee, whatever his name is,
Daniels.
Yeah, all right, he's okay, man. I mean, that's a big show.
Have you seen Power, which is 50 Cent's version of Empire or whatever? I guess it's on Showtime or something like that. So everybody says it's better than Empire because it's a little more raw, a little more uncut.
That is what I've heard. But I'm looking forward to seeing the Mick Jagger, Martin Scorsese HBO series.
Oh, really?
I
haven't heard about that. What's it called?
Oh, yeah. They just started, I don't know.
Yeah.
They just started advertising it this week. I mean, it's Scorsese and Mick Jagger.
I mean, you can't go.
It's rock and roll.
Those names right there alone, you can't go wrong with those names.
It's rock and roll.
Yeah. So, are you constantly taking meetings? What is it? What is the day in the life of Jerry Heller right now? Like, are you like on the phone 8 a.m. on calls, taking conference calls, meetings, and whatnot?
I do I do some consulting, and most of the people that I talk to, we get up. Old people get up real early, man.
I'm getting old too, so I get up pretty early. I'm up at 6 a.m. every morning.
Well, so we've already been on the phone for 2 or 3 hours by that time. But,
so how early did you get up then?
I usually get up around between 3:45 and 4:30.
Damn, but I guess East Coast is already up, so that's why.
East Coast, plus I go to the computer and
overseas.
Yeah, I do all kinds of stuff.
What time do you go to bed?
It's past my bedtime right now.
It's past mine too. It's past my bedtime too. So, what can we expect from you in the future? I know you still got a bunch of anything you could talk about that's coming up real soon that you already kind of, signed, sealed, delivered.
Well, I've been talking to Jim Sheridan, who's one of the great directors of all time. He did My Left Foot and 59 episodes of Boardwalk Empire, which is one of my favorites. And he and I have a little something going, which is going to, I think, freak everybody out with who we're dealing with on it. And, I'm just doing things that interest me.
Okay.
That make me feel good. And I'd like to have more opportunities. I'd like to be back in the music business, but I think that probably, and I have to concentrate on this lawsuit now too. This is very important to me that people understand Eazy's legacy and my legacy.
So I'm sure we'll hear more about that. I know you can't talk about it, but I'm sure we'll hear more about that as it unfolds or whatever.
Well, it's in the hands of the courts. So, I filed a month ago and they have time to answer. And, it's in the hands of the courts.
It's going to be interesting to see it play out. I appreciate you coming to our show. And you've always been a man of your word. You came down the first time and now we're on KDAY. And I remember specifically last time after the last interview, after you leaving, you said, you know what? We didn't talk about the history of KDAY and how special it was. And now look, a year later or 9 months later, our show is actually on KDAY and we're bringing back that essence. And you're our first guest on KDAY. How magic is that?
That's so special to me. You guys don't really realize the significance of what KDAY was. The only radio station in America that played rap music.
Yes.
You know how special that is?
It's huge.
Greg Mack, Julio G, Tony G.
Russ Parr.
Russ Parr, Bobby Jimmy.
Bobby Jimmy Curtis, yes.
Yeah.
I'm from here and I know I remember waking up going to junior high school and turning on KDAY, and it was the only thing that I played from like elementary to junior high to high school. So yes,
well, it all depends where you live, man, because the signal was so bad.
it still is a little bit in some areas.
1580 AM.
Yeah, right.
You know, that's not really the primo spot on the. And then, I'm involved with my nephew who signed Will.I.Am at Ruthless, and did that album with Blood of Abraham called Ziggins and Jews. And he's opened 4 restaurants, and he's opening a bunch more. They're called the Plan Check Rooms.
Plan Check is on Fairfax. It's right down the street.
That's one of them.
I know.
He has one on Sawtell. He has one downtown. And
it's amazing.
He's opening one in Santa Monica now.
Nice.
And he's voted one of the 100 best restaurants in America.
It's delicious. Me and Emma J went there. It's delicious.
Yeah?
So yeah. Hopefully you get a better table next time. No, just kidding.
No. I don't go because he'll never pick up the check.
Oh, he
makes me pay.
He learned from the best, and you probably did the same thing to his dad.
Makes me pay, man.
He wants all your money, but he learned it.
But
he learned it from you.
The food there is sensational.
It's out of sight. Out of sight. So like I said, thank you, Mr. Jerry Heller, for coming through and blessing us with another fantastic interview. And we're going to have to set up a speaking engagement for you and do a seminar.
I'm with you, man.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. I love to do that.
Big shout out to Jamie Adler, too. Adler Entertainment, Adler Music Group for hooking us up. My man Jamie is a real instrumental part in helping us get this show. Jamie actually walked me into KDAY and sat me down and actually said, you need to do this show right here. And he walked you in here as well too. So Jamie is an amazing individual.
I grew up with his father.
Yeah, Jamie's dope. Jamie's good.
He's a Cleveland guy.
Yes.
Just like me and Bone Thugs and Harmony.
Yes.
And L.A. Reid.
Yes.
Cleveland guys.
East Coast too. Cleveland's the East Coast.
Well, more Midwest.
Okay. Midwest.
And there's never been a rapper from Cleveland.
Yes, except Bone.
When they moved out here.
Yes, they came to the West to get it going. So, once again, I want to thank you, sir. Let's get into one of my favorite Eazy-E songs of all time. This is the 8 Ball. This is the remix right here. White Label Radio, Mr. Jerry Heller, Mellow One, KDAY, DJ Nels. Let's go.